All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Another episode of the Always Chillin' Podcast. Getting the Sandman in the barbershop once again. I'm really excited to talk to you. We talked about it a little bit before. We imbibed a little bit, got a little distracted. We've been listening to like Tupac remixes and stuff, but I went to the Wiz Khalifa concert on Friday, and there's a lot of stuff that I'm excited to tell you. But
I'm a little mad that I missed that. Man.
I saved all the good stuff, man. I should have. My wife was talking about it even, and we should have just bought a couple extra tickets and just to see if you guys wanted to go.
I don't think they promoted it very well around.
Yeah, because we bought our tickets the day before, and they weren't even close to sold out.
It was that show should.
We paid like $55 a ticket, man. I think it was worth it.
Yeah.
I think it was worth it. So it was. We talked about this already, but just to catch you up, it was the first guy was Chevy Woods. It was a pretty cool show because all the rappers had their own DJs, obviously. So in between the rapper sets, the DJs got their own little set where they got to scratch and stuff.
Scratching.
Mm-hmm. So it was Chevy Woods was the first guy, and his guy DJ Teflon was with him.
I've heard of him.
DJ Tef, he was pretty cool. Chevy, I had never really heard of Chevy Woods.
West Coast.
We did get I'm not sure.
Not sure.
We did get a Chevy Woods T-shirt because he had the coolest tie dye. Everything there was like tie dye, and everything had pot leaves all over it and shit. But, yeah, he had the coolest tie dye. But his I don't know. He kind of like sung over his own recording. That type of shit. Yeah,
it's not a show to me.
I mean, it was fine, but the place was only like a quarter full, so he was just like. He was really just warming the crowd up.
Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, his music is good. And I like him. It's just he left a little bit.
I've heard some of it
to be desired live.
I had to get back into it to appreciate it.
So it was Chevy Woods, and then DJ Teflon did a little bit. And then after that was Burner. After that, yeah, it must have been. So after that was Burner, which is cool.
Burner's
really good. I like Burner a lot. My wife bought the tickets, and she was like, "Hey, should I get tickets to Wiz Khalifa?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And I thought it would be like in June or something. And I get home from work that day. It was Thursday. I get home from work, and she's like, "So how are we gonna get to the concert tomorrow?" And I was like, "Tomorrow?" I was like, "What concert?" And she's like, "Wiz Khalifa. I just bought the tickets." So I thought it was just I didn't know who was opening and stuff. And then she was talking about it, and she was like, "Yeah, it's Joey Badass and Burner," and I was like, "Fucking Burner's gonna be there!" I was like, "Oh, Burner!" So I got more excited about Burner than I even was about Wiz Khalifa for a little bit there, because
definitely,
because Burner makes some good music. But he was good. He was fine. He sounded good. He was up there rapping. He wasn't rapping over his own tracks or anything.
Dope.
Like he was actually rapping, so he was fine. He's I don't know, his stage presence. He's like
not a very animated guy.
He doesn't like he's there. It's like he's rapping. He's not really putting on a show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I need a show.
But I mean, it was good. Everybody's vibing. Everybody's having a good time. And I mean, I got a lot to talk about the crowd and all that shit too. We're starting with the artists. So Burner was good. He did a pretty long set, I thought, actually, which I liked a lot. He was throwing joints into the crowd and shit like that. Like.
Well, maybe that's why.
Yeah,
he is the weed man. I ain't up here.
Yeah,
to
so
go backflips and shit.
Yeah, so Burner was cool. I was really excited to see him, and I wasn't disappointed at all. He was good. So like already, I feel like it was worth the $55 right there. And then excuse me, and then Joey Badass was after that, and he's really I fuck with Joey Badass like a little bit before this, but I like he puts on a show. He's really good. I've been listening to Joey Badass.
I fuck with him.
I've been listening to Joey Badass a lot more since then.
That's what a concert makes you do.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go back and rehear it.
Yeah, and he sounded really good. Like I said, there was a little bit where he cut the lights and cut the music, and he just rapped a cappella for like
went a cappella, yeah,
for like
that's
2 minutes. Yeah,
spoken word style.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really cool. He did a really long set too. I think he even I don't know, maybe it's part of the show, but I think he even stayed longer than he was supposed to. I think he played a couple more.
Okay.
Than he was even scheduled for, is what he made it sound like. But maybe he was just playing the crowd,
Okay.
But he was really good. Really, really impressed with Joey Badass. And then obviously Wiz Khalifa was like, and we were talking about this before the show too. I regret not listening to Wiz Khalifa like I should have been, for real. Like Because to me, and I talked to my wife about this a little bit too. To me, Wiz is like he shows up on other people's songs, like he's a feature guy. Kind of like he's not. I don't think this anymore.
Right.
This is how I thought about him before I saw him live.
Right.
Like he's a feature guy. Like he shows up
Ad-lib guy.
and he does a good job. Like he does a great verse on a Maroon 5 song. Like he shows up on Logic songs and he does like that was where I was hearing Wiz Khalifa. I never really listened to Wiz's albums besides like
seek it out.
Yeah, right. But I mean, I heard his songs like Black and Yellow and the fucking Fast and Furious Will See You Again or whatever. And you said this too. Like he makes anthems.
Yeah, he's the king of anthems.
Yeah, he's just like he is. But he's a rapper, man. He was pretty much every song. I was like, do you know this song? My wife's like, no, and I was like, I don't either, but I fucking like it. Like it
had to go back and
it's good.
it.
It's good. Yeah, but he was.
Well, we was kind of slapping him before the,
Yeah, we were. That's
like,
how we got distracted.
There's probably more I haven't heard from him than I have, but what I have heard from him,
yeah. So man, if you're not out there listening, if you're not out there listening to Wiz Khalifa, I mean, I think you should be. He put on a great show. It was super fun. Where to begin, man? So we went in and we have to go through the metal detectors, right? And this is
first.
I don't really like this. I mean, I don't mind metal detectors, but like they just like because you have to empty your pockets and shit. And usually they give you like a little tray to put your like phone and stuff in because your phone's gonna set off the metal detector or whatever.
Right.
So usually you get like your own little box or tray or something, but they just had like this big trough and everybody just throws your phone in there. And then everybody's just reaching in there and grabbing their own shit back. And I'm like, I just gotta like, how do I know somebody's not gonna steal my fucking just grab my wallet or something out of here? Dude? Like it was just a big pile of cell phones.
Look right here.
Yeah, it's just a big pile of cell phones and wallets and vapes. There's just a shit ton of vapes in there.
Hell no.
Yeah, it was, and everybody's just digging through it, getting their own shit back. And I was like, man,
and shit.
I was like, I don't really fucking like this. But so you go in, that's where all the merch tables and stuff are. And I mean, you've been to Pinnacle, like, you go up the escalators and you get in there. So we're in like the lobby thing, and there's a dozen cops just standing there, like LPD, like cops, not like security guards, like cops just standing there.
The police.
And I mean, it's already smelling skunky. Obviously, it's smelling a little bit skunky,
and they ain't tripping.
No, not at all. They don't care. They're just up there bullshitting or whatever. And then we go up the escalator, and there's just like there's smoke just coming out of the tunnels, and I'm like, and it's like it smells pretty fucking loud.
Probably still like, smells like weed.
It smells pretty fucking loud, and there's smoke coming out of like every hole where the stage and stuff is at. We go in there, dude, and it's like, you're getting high whether you like it or not, man. It's a non-consensual high at the Wiz Khalifa concert. Like it's like the whole place is hot box. Like, I'm convinced they didn't even have any fucking smoke machines, and all the lasers and stuff were just shooting through the weed smoke. Cause like on the floor, like every second there would just be this up into the air out of somebody's mouth.
Couldn't have been no squares in there that night.
And everybody in the stands is like. There's smoke everywhere. Like there was not a single moment where you're not inhaling smoke.
Right.
Like
mouth open.
Like I can't confirm or deny whether we brought any in there, but whether we did or not, I was high.
You getting it?
Like I was high way before
getting it.
I even would have thought about smoking anything that I brought.
There was no squares in there that night. Couldn't have been.
Yeah. So
I have the day after 420.
Yeah, I have like DARE and shit in school, like. Say no to drugs and stuff.
Right.
They kind of made me feel like strangers offering me weed for free was gonna like it was gonna happen sometimes, but it has never happened in my life. Nobody like, hey man, you want some free weed? Like never happened until I went to a Wiz Khalifa concert, and everybody in there is like, you smoke, you want this, and I'm in there like, man, COVID's still a thing.
Out there.
And even if it wasn't like germs, so
you know
like,
what I'm saying?
So like the dude on our left is like, oh, you want some? And I was like, no, I'm good, dude. And the dude on my right is like, hey, you smoke? You want some? I'm like, no, dude. Everybody's just passing joints on the floor because like Burner and Wiz and them are throwing joints into the crowd, and they're fucking huge, and they're just going around to the entire floor. Just everybody's taking a hit off. Yeah, which is to me is kind of gross.
Yeah, some motherfuckers died tonight.
Yeah, well, okay. So we're about to get to my next thing. So we go in there, and Chevy Woods is going, and all the music stops all of a sudden, and they got to bring this They bring this girl out on a stretcher. Like, they carry her out. We've been there for like 5 minutes, and somebody's already going out on a stretcher. And me and my wife are looking at each other like, maybe we won't stay here super long. You know,
God
like
damn.
maybe we won't stay all the way because we have like, you know, the political climate.
I'm assuming she was smoked the fuck out.
Yeah, like we have a little bit of anxiety about being in big crowds and
I
shit
can dig
with all
it. I
you
can
know
dig
with
it.
all the shit going on. So somebody's going out on a stretcher like right when we get there. We're like, yeah, maybe we go home early. Maybe we don't. Maybe we give Wiz like one song and then we get the fuck out of here. But I started noticing they were like, this had to just been people getting smoked out. Like people on the floor had to have just been getting just ridiculously fucking high. They were wheelchairing people out of that motherfucker. I swear to God. And they had like, this was not the first time they've done it. They had a whole system. They were super efficient with it. They were putting people in wheelchairs and wheeling them out. And they're just, these people were just sitting in the chairs like,
It's fucked up.
it's fucked up. Yeah, dude. Yeah, there's dudes running up with wheelchairs. They're loading them up. They're running them out. And then every time a dude with a mop comes, and then mops where they passed out at. Like,
God damn.
they had a whole like efficient system. Like this is not the first time they've
They
done
got
this.
one of them burner joints.
Like this is not the first time that they've had fucking people, I don't know what it's called, greening out, I guess, in Pinnacle Bank, because they had a whole system. They had like a conveyor belt of wheelchairs. They're like, we got another one. They're wheeling people out, dude.
That'd be crazy as fuck to see.
People just like
God damn.
getting smoked the fuck out. Because dude, that place was just like a giant hot box.
Yeah,
For
you
real.
getting it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you getting it.
yeah. Like you're high. Like whether we brought anything or not. Me and my wife looked at each other right before Wiz came on, and we were like, Are you like super fucking high? I'm like, yeah. Like I couldn't keep my eyes open hardly.
Yeah.
My wife was like wobbling. Yeah, and then Wiz came on and he was, yeah, like I said, man, he fucking,
They wheeling motherfuckers out.
they're wheelchairing people out of there, man. And meanwhile, there's cops like just right outside, and like before Wiz went on stage, whoever, I don't remember his DJ, but it's like they shut off all the lights and they're like, all right, everybody, pull your joints out and light them, and Wiz will come out when everybody in this motherfucker is smoking weed, you know, and there's. Like, weed's not legal here.
No, not even close. Not at all.
But apparently it is if you're inside a Pinnacle Bank Arena and Wiz Khalifa is there. Because, like, nobody gave a fuck, dude. Like, there's security all over the place, and all they're doing is, like, squashing joints out when people drop them on the floor.
And that's I mean, we did it in the 90s, don't get me wrong, but in the 90s, like, you wasn't, like, in front of the police. You still had to kind of, like.
No, dude, like, blatant, just, like, 15,000 lighters lighting joints all.
I won't say they would. I don't know anybody that got arrested, but yeah, they would definitely confiscate your shit.
Yeah, none no more. They don't even give a fuck.
That's crazy. Damn.
Yeah, it's weird. So, if you work a job where you can't smoke weed, and you went to that Wiz Khalifa concert, you're gonna piss.
You might
hot.
want to water up, homie.
Yeah, you're gonna drink some water, man. Because
you might want to water up.
you're gonna pop on a drug test.
The best way to beat a UA is water up.
They're not gonna. You can't just say you were at the Wiz Khalifa concert.
Nah, you can't just say that.
Yeah.
You what's the lowest level? I think was it 50? Yeah, a whole bunch of motherfuckers is just registering at least 50.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, I couldn't believe it. It felt really weird.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if
It felt really weird to be like not. I couldn't even imagine smoking a cigarette inside a Pinnacle Bank Arena. You know, like imagine during a Husker basketball game, you just lit up a cigarette.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The game stopping. The players are stopping.
I know, and like I'm talking myself, everybody around us lighting up and just sitting there smoking and watching Wiz Khalifa. And it was kind of amazing, right? Like it was kind of sweet. And like I said, he had all these fucking lights and lasers and shit.
Sensory overload.
Yeah, I know, dude. We're all just sitting there like,
Sensory overload like a motherfucker.
But dude, I was in that. Dude, I can't even describe how good of a mood I was in. Honestly, and like I said, dude, like this is the thing about Wiz Khalifa, is like you said a lot. So like, some dudes aren't gonna fuck with him because like he makes like bubblegum rap or whatever. But like this crowd of people in Lincoln, Nebraska, of
already a melting pot because of our university.
Of all different ages. There's people way younger than me there. There's people way older than me there. Like I'm probably in the middle-ish.
Yeah.
Probably the upper. if I'm being honest, because the floor had to be like mostly people in their early 20s, because that's where like I don't want to be on the floor. I'm not in my early 20s.
No. I don't want to stand up.
Yeah, I want to see if I get tired, or maybe I want to sit down.
Right.
That
I
kind of shit.
Scoot up out of here. I can scoot up out of here.
But there were definitely people who were in their 40s, 50s. There are a bunch of people that look like they were about my age in their 30s.
Everybody.
So everybody. So people of all ages, people of all sizes, people dressed all kinds of different ways. Like people from different like cliques and shit, different backgrounds, like all races. There's this dude, I kept calling him Jedidiah the whole night because he like he's a redhead, and I mean, maybe if you listen to the show and you feel like I'm describing you, hit me up, dude. I'll tell you if you're Jedi. If you were at the Wiz Khalifa concert and you feel like,
well, you say Jedidiah, I got something in my head, so I'm
right.
gonna let you finish.
If I describe you and you were at the Wiz Khalifa concert and you feel like you're Jedidiah, let us know on Instagram, and I'll let you know if you're Jedidiah. But anyway, he had red hair, but he had like it was like a bowl cut kind of. And then he had, like an Amish beard, like no mustache. he had like no mustache, but he had a full beard, just no mustache.
Okay.
And he was wearing like a button-up Hawaiian shirt or something. And he looked like I joked with my wife. I was like, that dude's having a good Springer. It's like, cause dude, people are handing him joints, man, and he's looking around like he's like. And I'm like, I'm watching him, and he's
might have been his first experience.
Well, right, he's drinking too, and he's like fucked up, and like people are handing him joints, and I'm like, you can just tell, like, oh, this dude's drunk, and he's never smoked weed before, and I don't think he really wants to, but he's drunk, and he like now's the time to do it, So people are handing him joints, and he's like, and I'm like, this dude's about to be fucking fucked up for real, and he's like sitting right in front of us, so I'm like, this is great.
Got to watch him all night.
So there's that guy, and he's there. I don't know if this is like his best friend or if they just met, but they're taking selfies and they're dancing together and shit. He's there with this with a tall black dude with he has like a marijuana like bucket hat on. Just black as fuck. I'm just gonna be honest with you. So like this Jedidiah and this dude are sitting there while Wiz Khalifa's on stage like jump, 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 jump. And I'm having a blast just watching them have a blast, honestly. Like it's kind of like a wholesome moment. So I'm saying like Wiz Khalifa's out there like connecting people, dude. Like you can just tell all different kinds of people from all different walks of life. Everybody has different jobs. There's some like
corporate motherfuckers in here.
Yeah, there's some dudes that are like there's some like frat dudes in there. There's some people that are probably from the hoodier parts of town, you can just tell.
Okay, dog. That's rock star status there. That's rock star shit. Yeah. That's a rapper who happens to be
everybody's having a fucking. I didn't see one person get hostile with any. Like you go to a concert and you're waiting like eventually somebody's gonna get in a fight somewhere.
No fight.
Nothing. I didn't hear anybody yelling at anybody. Like everybody's in everybody's seats. Nobody really cares. Type shit. Nobody's being.
I'm gonna say that's
weird about it.
That got to be rock star level shit right there.
Yeah, everybody's just having like a really fucking good time. I had a blast for real. Like next time Wiz Khalifa is in town, I might even go to Omaha for Wiz Khalifa.
Oh yeah.
And I don't go to Omaha for shit except the zoo.
Me neither.
But if he does the CHI Health Center,
I'm gonna call my guy a rock star. Because you go to like, what was the last gangster ass concert? West Side Connection in Omaha. Didn't even get to the third song. Bloods and Crips everywhere, dog.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's not the vibe I'm after.
It's not the vibe. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm never coming up here to a fucking concert.
I'm after the Wiz Khalifa concert where everybody's smoking, everybody's having just
chilling. Nobody wants to fight high.
Nobody wants to fight anybody.
Nobody wants to fight high.
Everybody's just having just a fucking blast. Wiz is up. He's up there like moonwalking. He's laughing. Like stuff's happening that's making him laugh his ass off.
Shit, weed alone, bro. Weed alone can bridge a gap.
Yeah, my wife's sitting here with the giggles, laughing at everything that happens. Like Wiz Khalifa's up there laughing.
Yeah. A good joint, man.
Everybody's blowing weed. Like everybody's throwing shit.
Yeah. You become best friends off of a good joint after not even knowing each other.
Well, yeah, the dude. So the dude to my right, like when he sat down, he like started talking to me, and I was like, oh fuck. Like I'm not one of those guys.
Nah.
Like I don't want to talk to. I'm here to see what I'm here to see, and I don't want to talk to you.
Back up off me.
Yeah. So he. I don't even remember what the fuck he said to me. He like tried to like Just one of those things where he's like trying to see if you're like open to conversation, you know. And I wasn't.
This ain't the time for that.
I wasn't. So eventually he started talking to Jedidiah. And like dudes become friends so fast. This guy and Jedidiah were talking for probably like 2 minutes, and they're doing like we're in the club because the music's loud, you know. So they're like grabbing each other by the neck and like talking into each other's ears and shit. And they're like adding each other on Snapchat and stuff. And they're like, I don't even know what the fuck they were talking about, but Wiz Khalifa is on stage performing, and they're having their own like nobody else even exists. And I'm like, man, these dudes are fucking best friends now.
Ace Boons right there, man.
Jedidiah is quick, man.
Put some weed in the mix, man. You'll meet somebody.
For real.
I like it.
Yeah, so.
Man, I'm kind of mad I missed that show, man. I would
have liked to have gone with you, actually. That would have been really fun.
I don't know why they didn't promote that.
Yeah. Yeah, next time. Next time Wiz is in town, I'm going to make sure
Definitely.
you know.
I'm gonna have to see that show.
Make sure you know, yeah.
It's been a while.
It'd be fun to go with you and Jana.
I've been to a rock concert. Everything you telling me, I'm like, yeah, that's rock star shit right there. That's rock star level shit.
Mm-hmm. He
just happens to be a rapper.
Yeah. And then you sit in the bowl, so when you're ready to go, you can bail.
We
left probably like 15 minutes before Wiz was done. I'm going to be honest. We left before he was done. But we were like way too fucking high.
I need some air.
And we were sitting in someone else's seats. And they showed up at like 10:30 p.m., like halfway through Wiz Khalifa's set. Like they missed Chevy Woods, they missed Burner, they missed Joey Badass. We were sitting there for the entire fucking show.
Didn't they show up?
And then they showed up with like they had their like drinks and hot dogs and shit, and they're like, "You're in our seat." They were the only ones that were kind of assholes about it. And it's like, well, because they just got here. But it was like, it's this dude, and he was like, I don't know. I feel like if I describe it, you'll know what I'm talking about. He was just this kind of dude. He looked like he was older. He looked like he was like probably 50, and he had like a pencil mustache, and he had cornrows that were braided kind of long, and he had like, I mean, maybe I was high and I'm remembering it wrong, but it looked like he was definitely wearing like a bright red suit, and it looked like it was like cashmere or something, like velvet or something. You know what I'm talking about? Whoa. You picture a guy like that.
That might have been a motherfucking Pam. You might have witnessed the Pam.
Right. Well, yeah. And then he had his lady with him, but yeah, he's like
a mustache. Now you didn't even have to give
me
the
and she was dressed in a way that kind of matched him, right?
Oh,
and I was like, I mean, they're boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Like they're married or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. That's probably what it was, but I don't know. But they showed up like when Wiz was almost done, and I'm like, why'd you even fucking come? And they're like, you're in our seats.
Pimping, dog.
Pimping
first.
They were kind of butthurt we were in their seats, but like there was somebody in our seats, so we're like, oh, sorry, someone's in our seats. So we kicked the people out of our seats, and then like the people that ended up behind us were like mad obnoxious, and they were like, our seats were like, they were like kicking our seats and shit. So we were sitting there like,
come on, man.
And they were screaming, and which is fine. Like there's a certain level of screaming that's acceptable when you're at a concert, right. Like woo, but like the entire just nonstop, just
yeah, don't give me that.
Yeah, just like
that. Don't give me that.
Shrill women screams. Like
I call them woo girls.
Yeah,
you had a couple woo girls.
Yeah, like the entire fucking time, and they're dancing. They just can't stop themselves from dancing so hard that it's like a fucking earthquake,
twerking and shit
in our. Like I looked at my wife and she was just like.
Like goddamn, bitch. Yeah, then you don't want to say nothing.
Well, yeah, and she's like, "You want to get an Uber?" I'm like, "Yeah, he's probably almost done." And it ended up being like 15 minutes before he was done. But
oh, y'all Ubered? Oh, damn, yeah. Ain't gotta worry about shit. Smooth up out of this motherfucker.
Yeah, we just go. We got to ride down there, but it's like we'll just fucking call an Uber because they were all sitting right there, and it was weirdly dead actually. After we got out of there, there was a ghost town, man. The concert, honestly, not quite sold out.
I feel like, I mean, especially with our university, spring game, a lot of other people in town on that day. I feel like that show, it's Wiz, man.
Yeah, I think
everybody,
so. But,
like you said, everybody loves.
But yeah, I told you before the show, like, my wife's sister was like surprised that we wanted to go see Wiz, and my wife was like, yeah, he was big when we were in high school. And she's like, Wiz Khalifa was big when you were in high school?
And she's younger.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess that says a lot for a guy's career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been around a long time.
Yeah, longer than what I thought.
And he's still, like, the place was bumping. It's not like the place was empty by any means, but you probably could have he's probably like 1,000 short of it.
Yeah, I feel like that should have been, like, busting out the seams.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, my mom.
And it honestly should have been, because it was It was ridiculously fun, dude.
And it was on that Saturday, right?
It was on Friday.
Yeah, there were definitely people in town. Yeah.
Yeah, but like the because the Pinnacle's right across from the rail yard and shit. So.
Lincoln's hip hop scene, I mean, it's there. I feel like it was there more.
Well, I feel like if anybody's gonna sell it out, it's gonna be somebody like
Wiz. Right, Wiz. Did Jay-Z sell out?
I don't know, but Wiz does just bridge that gap.
Yeah. Guys like Wayne.
Yeah,
I think Wayne sold out.
He makes music for everybody. Well, I think it's because Wiz makes music for people that like to smoke weed, and people that like to smoke weed is a lot of different kinds of people.
A lot of different kinds of people.
Like everybody that likes to smoke weed likes Wiz Khalifa's music,
from the grave digger to the corporate guy.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And especially today, with the medicinal purposes, I think there's probably a lot more people. Probably some of them fucking cops.
I mean, probably, yeah. Honestly,
shit.
If I was a cop, I'd be smoking weed.
And then you got the CBD shit. Like I said, we listen to the scanner sometimes, for shits and giggles when we high, just to listen to what's going on and shit. And we hear a lot of the marijuana calls, and you can hear the reluctance in some of the cops' voices. Like, last time we did that, it was CBD. I heard, and I'm gonna put it in my words, but one cop said on there, last time we went over there, it was CBD. So I'm like,
Well, it's like, what are they gonna do if they roll up? If I was hypothetically sitting outside on my porch smoking a joint and they rolled up and I was like, oh, this is Delta 8 that I bought right down the street completely legally. So what are we going to do about it?
Wasted manpower, wasted time, wasted money.
And they have no way to.
I think something's
popping. Unless they
take
my shit and test it.
I think something's popping, bro. I think Nebraska's closer to the legalization than a lot of people want to believe right now, and I'm going to tell you why. And maybe people in other states and cities can that ain't legal can raise your hand to this. But you see the smoke shops, like the little CBD Delta 9 shops, dog. Them
they're ready.
Is popping up everywhere.
They're ready.
They're definitely ready.
And their signs don't say they sell Delta 8. They say they sell THC.
THC. You feeling me? You in the car with me? So I'm like, they're advertising THC. I thought legally they wouldn't have been able to do that, but they put a new one over by my house, across the street from our old barbershop right there. Need fucking sunglasses to go in there, dog. It's so fucking bright. I'm like, God damn. But anyway, I was like, man, that motherfucker looks nice in there, right? And it used to be like a little antique shop. So I kind of doubled back, go check it out, see what they doing and shit. It's in my neighborhood. Every fucking car, every vehicle in that parking lot had Colorado plates.
That's interesting.
Very interesting.
The one that we were going to, when we were looking for CBD shit and stuff, the dude has they're supposed to have a shit ton of locations, which I guess must be true because the dude has like a Maserati parked out front. So they're making fucking money on that shit already.
Something about to pop off. We got a new governor, she's reelected. I mean, it's got to be in their conversation. What, Colorado just surpassed, 50 billion? Just like 3 or 4 years ago or something like that?
Yeah. Well, and eventually enough people just won't give a fuck. Like, nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Nobody fucking cares, man. Both my neighbors across the street, old lady across the street, about a couple years ago, I'm sitting in my garage, I'm trying to sneak it and shit. She's probably 70-something years old. She fucking walks across the street, right? And sits on my fucking lawn chair. And I'm like, what's up? How you doing? She's like, my husband used to smoke those. I'm like, well, shit. Hit this motherfucker in.
You were taking her back, though.
Yeah, so I'm sitting in my driveway, and her name's Agnes.
Reminds me of my husband.
I'm like, well, what the fuck, man? So her son comes over one day, right? And he's in a minivan. And he gets out the minivan. Dude got dreadlocks. White dude, too. Got dreadlocks all the way down to the middle of his fucking legs. Pulls out his guitar and shit. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. Your son hadn't dropped off your package yet, so you came over to me. I get it. So shit, nobody gives a fuck.
No,
if I thought anybody on my block was gonna call the police on me, I thought it would be her that day. She came over and got high with me. Somebody's grandma, literally silver hair, little old lady, man. If anybody was watching us that day, I know they was tripping.
That'd be funny, man.
Nobody fucking cares.
Yeah, nobody cares at all. Like, those cops could have been in there fucking throwing handcuffs on 1,000 people.
Easy.
But
And
they-
if you this is
they didn't give a
Lincoln.
fuck.
This is Lincoln. It was once ruled by LPD, and they're trying to get it back like that again.
Yeah, like I mean, there was people in there with full zips.
Full zip, probably backpack. They probably didn't let backpacks and shit in. No fanny packs or anything. Motherfuckers' pockets was full. Believe that. I would have took a zip.
Mm-hmm.
All joints. Yeah, they would have. Man, they would have definitely
I
made
mean,
their money.
They
That
could have
night.
been in there slapping motherfucking intention to distribute or whatever.
All
on
day,
everybody.
all day. But I don't know, man. Our police chief. I don't usually give a fuck about this kind of shit, but I thought it was interesting. You know, they made a big deal about her being lesbian and from San Francisco. So I was like, oh shit, this might be something
She
good
smokes.
right here.
She smokes.
Yeah, I was like, this
She
might be
smokes
good.
weed.
She coming from Cali. Shit, she's got a wider spectrum than a lot of these good old boys that's been around here for the last 30 or 40 years. I ain't give a fuck about her being lesbian, none of that shit. I was like, she from Cali, dog. Let's see what she didn't give a fuck. What was the concert where I think it was a country guy, but Snoop happened to come with him. I think that might have been
That was on
last year,
420
too. Yeah,
that was on 420 last year.
So I thought, oh, there's gonna be some shit down there tonight. Nothing,
No.
not one arrest, not one fight either. They said.
Well, yeah, everybody was. I'm saying everybody was in there chilling. I didn't see one person be any kind of hostile to anybody.
Something got to be popping around here. It's just, I think maybe the powers that be around here are trying to figure out how to get their cream off the top before they.
Which won't be that hard.
And you know, I cut a few senators. I ain't trying to flex or nothing, but I'm so close to the Capitol that I cut a few of them. And one dude said something interesting to me, and I was like, oh, okay, I understand that. One of their main reasons, you know, they say, oh, it kills kids and all that bullshit, and we know the facts on that. But one of the main reasons is they don't want an influx of transplant people here. I was like, yeah, that would tear Lincoln up.
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause if you go to Colorado, you go to Denver, bro, and, you know, my other side of my family's there, and they're even, like, ain't nobody from Denver no more.
I don't think it would be that bad, honestly, because we're like we're like surrounded by states that have it now.
Surrounded. You know, that's what I'm like.
I don't think there'd be that many transplants.
I don't, not this late in the game, but in the beginning, yeah, maybe.
Like Missouri has it now.
Right.
Way
Iowa, I
closer
think
than
even.
Iowa has medical at least. I
Medical,
think.
not rec yet. Missouri went full
Yeah.
just a few months ago.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, ain't nobody moving to Missouri. I think that was interesting. He said that. I was like, I don't know. I
don't think that's how it would go.
Lincoln's not that, you know, Colorado, Utah, Cali, you know, it's scenery, Lincoln, we landlocked like a motherfucker. You got to drive 7 hours east, west, north, south to really get into real action.
I don't know. The people who are going to move just to smoke legal weed, they already did probably. They
already did.
Like they already transplanted to Colorado.
Or Cali.
Yeah.
I said that too. Well, this is 10 years in the game now. I mean, what Colorado did it first it's been almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
probably.
people who wanted those moves, they've made their
they
that
already
move.
did. People who it was that important, like,
They made that
they
move.
moved already.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. He said that. I was like, I don't know that they would do that with Lincoln.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like,
but they're putting up all these hotels, and
it's
we don't.
Nobody fucking cared.
We don't necessarily need all that unless there's the legalization is on its way.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll. I mean, I hope it won't be too long, but who knows? Because already nobody gives a fuck.
Nobody cares.
That's like I spent half the time at the Wiz Khalifa concert. Like, why is this illegal? And I was telling my dad about it, and he was like, well, yeah, they'd probably rather you be in there smoking weed than drinking, honestly.
We all know what that juice does. I mean, some motherfuckers don't make it home on that juice. Shit, you smoke a joint, stop, get some nachos, go home, make some sweet love. You know what I mean? All on weed. Nobody wants to flex on that.
Yeah, it's for real. It was all peace and love, and then everybody's buying tie-dye shirts and shit.
Yeah.
Peace and love, dude. I
Yeah,
was in there like them hippies got it right.
Right. They say his live show is pretty dope.
Yeah, it is. He was really good. Like I said, he was moonwalking. He had a lot of fun.
I did get to see Prince in concert once.
Really?
Yeah, up in Omaha.
I bet he's kind of intense. Though,
Oh my God, bro! And I remember it was a snowstorm outside, So this dude kept playing for like 2 more hours. Like, I know y'all don't want to go outside in the cold, man. I'm in there yawning and shit. Like, dude, we've been here for 5 hours. Probably, hands down, the best fucking, in all music genres, the best fucking show I've ever seen in my life.
Wiz is up there for me now. Number 1 is probably still Backstreet Boys. Yeah, they were just like, they was just fun, man. They like melted my face off.
Boy band
for
era.
Real. And when I saw Metallica, that was really good just because I saw him with my dad, and it was cool. But I mean, they put on a good enough show, but it's not like, I don't know. It was like, I wasn't like having fun the way I was having fun at Wiz. You know, like I was watching Metallica and I was enjoying it, and I had a good time, and it was a great experience. But I was like, with Wiz, it just feels like it feels like you're involved, kind of, you know, because it seemed like kind of like impromptu and like it's just a party and somebody started rapping, you know?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. You used to call that a cipher.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Had a real life cipher.
That's what it seemed like he was there as like he was part of the crowd too. You know, like it just felt like he was really involved in the crowd, and like, I don't know.
That's an old name.
Like he was just doing, like he was just having fun. Like,
and shit just grows from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an old cipher.
Like he just seemed like he was having a great time, and so was everybody else, and like everybody was on the same vibe.
Rockstar status, bro.
Yeah, it was really good.
Rockstar status.
Yeah, so Wiz probably is my second favorite concert I've been to.
Public Enemy, Run DMC, and the Beastie Boys, 1987.
That'd be a good one.
Oh man. Just holding up my Adidas. You know what I mean? The whole crowd holding up a pair of Adidas in here, man. You got shell tops, rivalries, top 10s. That had to been one of the most monumental moments in my life, man. Holding up, being a part of that, holding up my Adidas. Pershing Auditorium, 1987. Beastie Boys were fairly new. I remember seeing the video "Fight for Your Right," and it was a lot rockish.
Yeah.
But Run DMC was rockish too. And hell, they was with Run DMC. So I was like, shit, let me see what's up with these white boys. Fell in love with them, dog. That was probably the highlight of the show, the Beastie Boys. They had this big ass dick, and it had beer in it, and it was squirting it in the crowd and shit. Shit was crazy. Matter of fact, I don't know if it was true, but I think there was an article in the paper. The Beastie Boys got fucking banned from Lincoln.
Really?
Yeah, not Public Enemy, not Run DMC. I'm pretty sure there was an article. They fucked Lincoln up, man. They said the Beastie Boys fucked Lincoln up. And I love Run DMC and Public Enemy, but that was probably the highlight of the show. Is, you know, because it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't a mockery. You know what I mean? There were some white rappers, but it was gimmicky. It was mockery. You know what I mean? But the Beastie Boys, I was like, nah.
They still have that giant penis in storage.
They do?
They still have it.
Dude, Brass Monkey, them motherfuckers was squirting beer out of the motherfucker. That shit was crazy, man. No shit, they still got that dick.
Still have it. Yeah. Yeah, it's in storage.
It was some crazy, and they came from the punk rock era.
Yeah,
and we were at a lot of those parties together. In early hip hop, it wasn't nothing to had a punk rock dudes over here, and we all kicking it in here. We were at each other's shows all the time. If there was a punk rock show, there was gonna be some hip hop acts, always. Probably. Yeah, early hip hop, definitely. All the way probably to the early 90s. Then you got grunge. Then grunge kind of like Beck and shit. You fuck with Beck?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then he kind of set that precedent.
Loser.
Beck has a lot of contributions to hip hop. More contributions to hip hop than a lot of people would give him credit for or even know. Beck has been there.
I don't know if we got time to talk about everything about the spring game, but did you watch the Colorado spring game at all?
Yeah. And I text you, I'm like, these dudes look fucking little, man.
Yeah, well, and I mean, I don't want to talk shit. I have no faith that Nebraska is going to beat Colorado. Like,
I think we gonna smash them.
I mean, we could, but like I've been burned too many times, and it's like we'll probably we've been embarrassed on
if we
national
go
TV
smash
too
mouth
much.
with the personnel that we got, and we got it.
Yeah, like we could do it. So
if we go smash mouth on them,
we could, but
we could.
I don't know. The half of me expects to just get fucking thrashed.
They do have
somehow.
speed. I will give them that. But like I
Yeah,
told
but
you, it looks like he went and recruited a bunch of guys that are built like him.
And they're posting shit on Twitter like, oh, fucking Shadur to Travis Hunter or whatever. And like you watch the highlight and like nobody covered him at all.
Dude didn't even try to stick him.
Yeah, like the dude blew the assignment.
Talking about the one where he shook him.
Yeah, well, he wasn't even covering him. He was in the end zone. Like nobody covered him at all.
I saw that. I was like,
so it's like, if somebody covers him, I don't know that that's a touchdown. But
dudes are slight. Them dudes are slight as fuck.
Yeah, they look. They all look.
They all look like him.
Like they got skinny ankles.
Their offensive linemen look like small forwards in the NBA.
I don't know, and it's like
they're all lean and shit.
And it's I don't really like and this is, I mean, Nebraska's done it this way before too, but I don't like the number one offense on number two defense.
Go ones and ones, man.
Yeah, I like the ones on ones.
You know, second half twos versus twos. Third quarter, then go back to ones and ones.
Yeah,
I feel like you're robbing them of reps that are needed. I mean, shit, we playing in next couple months. You know what I mean? I think I think Tom Osborne did it like that. He always went ones versus ones. Then he would kind of go. Yeah, he would go twos versus twos.
So yeah, for the Nebraska spring game, I like the ones on ones. I like that they actually just played football.
Right, some sticking.
Yeah,
there was some sticking,
and for everybody, like the quarterbacks got hit, all that stuff. Pretty nice. I like the XFL kickoff they were doing.
I like that too.
I think that's kind of interesting.
I like that too.
It gets rid of like the 30-mile-an-hour
collisions. Yeah, the injuries.
Mm-hmm. But you still get a kickoff, and there's still a chance for a dude to bust one. I think it's pretty cool.
I think it should be easier to bust one.
Yeah,
with that. I mean, you get the chance to really.
I mean, half the time these dudes are booting it out the back of the end zone.
Right,
anyway,
and then and I don't like that strategy. I don't like that.
I know it seems kind of wussy, right?
Give the dude a chance to run that back.
Seems like you're kind of a punk.
It's like a baseball pitcher walking somebody.
Like at least kick it into the end zone and make him pick. But
yeah, I do like that. I do like that, and that's permanent for the season.
No, that was just for the spring game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I'm saying like they should think about it because it's kind of cool.
They definitely should think about that. You want to cut down on injuries and shit because a lot of injuries, dog, was on the kickoff punt returns.
Yeah, so I like that a lot.
I like the way we look.
Yeah, Jeff Sims, man, he's
QB1, dog.
Yeah, he trucked a dude. He had one hanging on his back, and then he trucked another one, and they both fell down, and then he scored a touchdown.
That's probably QB1. He's my QB1.
He looked pretty good, man. It's hard, like I don't know, Casey. It was the spring game.
Right. There's that. It was the
spring game, and the spring game's confusing too because it's like, was that a really good play by him, or are we bad at tackling? You know what I mean?
We can always say that.
Yeah,
we can always say that.
Like
we can always ask that.
The spring game's confusing because it's like the defense looked really good, or is the offensive line still kind of questionable? You know, but I'll give the offensive line a lot of credit because they played the entire fucking game.
Both sides.
Like they didn't get any breaks at all. Did you
notice that?
Did you see the one? He was like his gray jersey was black.
Yeah.
At the end of it was just sweat.
I noticed that.
So I mean, a lot of credit there, man. Like
what's he doing with the line there?
Like the spring game. Well, they only had 12. They only have 12 guys on the entire team, so they didn't have enough linemen to do 2 full teams.
See, and okay, I'm glad you mentioned that. And I read an article about this where I'll take it back first. Tom Osborne, and there was 2 particular guys I remember I played against in high school. Tony Veland and both Miller guys. But anyway, they were both Clester Johnson. They were both quarterbacks.
Clester Johnson.
Yeah, Clester Johnson was a bad motherfucker,
That's a good name.
Miller West, and I think one went to Miller East. Tony Veland and Clester Johnson. But they were both quarterbacks. Could have came here and did damage at quarterback. But Tom Osborne had a knack for seeing something else in a dude. They both became DBs and made it to the NFL as DBs. So if Matt Rule is still willing to do it, where you get guys to believe in your system and say, man, I think you'll be better at free safety than quarterback.
Well, he said he's changing a bunch of positions around.
We might see Casey in the wing in the slot.
I don't think he's.
You don't think? Yeah, he ain't.
He don't seem fast enough.
Yeah, he definitely ain't got the wheels. But quarterback, they definitely have the hands.
Well, and Casey's a good quarterback too. Like there's a case to be made for him to do it.
He's hurt.
Yeah, well, he's recovering from surgery.
Yeah, so
he's he should be good to go. But Jeff's I don't know.
I think we're
they didn't bring Jeff Sims here
to sit the bench.
Yeah.
And maybe he can hit the slot. Or
maybe they have some wildcat stuff.
Something, a package for him.
Yeah.
To where, they can both be on the field together. But I still believe in Casey. But I think, like in the 90s, and I hate to there's no comparison, but, where our quarterback controversy, like preseason, you know what I mean? It was a great controversy, don't get me wrong, because we had 2, 3, maybe a fourth guy that could do it. And everybody knew all 3 or 4 of these guys can take the ball and win. Like, I think Bobby Newcomb, Eric Kraut, Bobby Newcomb we could have did the same thing with Bobby Newcomb. But that's the year where we had 2 or 3 guys where they're like, fuck, which one are we going to pick? I think we're there to where
well, it feels like there's at least 2. Like, Casey,
Chuba, I don't know.
Casey Thompson's good. Like, I'm happier with Casey than I have been with a quarterback in a long time.
In a long time.
Yeah. But, I've definitely talked about this before, but Tommy Armstrong was my favorite. Because Tommy Armstrong just had that dog in him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
although I feel like that Ohio State game.
He went out there and won games.
Damn. What was his name? Zach?
Up, man.
Zach. I think he was under Pelini, where he just got the shit kicked out of him that year. Is he the one that's coaching the Bengals right now?
Zach Taylor?
Was it Zach Taylor? Where he just got his ass kicked that whole season?
I think Zach Taylor was like Callahan.
Okay, who was it before Zach Taylor?
Shit, I don't know.
Little squatty white dude. I can't remember his name. He was a beast that year. I think that might have been still Callahan.
Joe Gans.
That motherfucker was a beast, man.
Yeah, he was good.
That was probably the last guy where we had a dude that was going there and laying it all on the line. Joe Gans.
Well,
damn,
that's how I feel about Tommy Armstrong.
Yeah, he was a bull. I thought he would have been a better running back. I thought if they lined him up back there in that backfield, boy, he would have been a monster.
Maybe.
Something about him, man. I just let him play running back.
Maybe.
Him and Rex Burkhead together in that backfield that year, bro. That would have been nasty.
Maybe.
But they believed in him as a quarterback.
Yeah, I like Casey. Like, Adrian. What happened was not Adrian Martinez's
Not
fault.
at all.
But when he had the ball, I was scared.
All the time.
Yeah.
Like bubble guts.
Yeah, like
every time.
Like when he would reel back and launch it, like my stomach would go, ugh.
Where did that fucker land? He landed somewhere.
Well, no, he's in the USFL with Mike Riley. He's playing for the New Jersey Generals.
That motherfucker keeps getting jobs, man.
Yeah.
That motherfucker keeps getting jobs. He never not had a job since he's left here.
Yeah, and I didn't feel like that at all with Casey Thompson. Like when he would, maybe this is less because of him and more because of Trey Palmer. Because the farther away that I get from last season, like I've been watching highlights and stuff. Like Trey Palmer was, I don't know, he was something, man. Like
that dude was.
I don't know that we're ever gonna see a dude
that
like
was
him.
A cheetah, dog.
I don't know that we're ever gonna see a guy like him ever again.
Was he a track guy? He wasn't even a track guy, was he?
I don't think so. But he was out there. He was out there just like,
hey man,
looking like he's on a Sunday morning jog.
You know,
just
torching and a natural runner. That's why I was wondering.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is because of Casey or if this is because of people like Trey Palmer. But when he loads back and launches it, I feel good. I'm like, this is a touchdown. Got to be.
Yeah, he got a nice pipe. He does have a nice pipe. And who did Martinez have to throw to? Do we
see that too?
Those guys' names?
Like that's what I'm saying. This isn't. A lot of it isn't Martinez's fault. Like the offensive line was horrible. He was running for his life all the time. His receivers.
As a matter of fact, his favorite receiver that year was the big tight end, the big 6'8" kid.
Yeah,
that was his favorite receiver.
Yeah, I can't that's why I can't even remember any of his receivers' names.
So there
he did have his first year, and this was when he did really good. His first year, he still had Stanley Morgan Jr.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Look good. Made him look better.
Yeah.
But like I said, a lot, the kid I think he missed his senior year in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So to come in, and do that.
And his first year, he looked really good.
Looked real good. I mean, shit, they was talking about Heisman with him.
Yeah, I think it was, I don't know, he got the yips or. I think that quarterback coach was kind of a fucking quack.
And Nebraska wasn't his first choice. I think he was supposed to end up at Tennessee, Auburn, or something.
Yeah,
I think it was Tennessee.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, a lot of it not Adrian's fault at all, but I was scared when he had the ball.
Yeah.
Like he fumbled it a lot.
I'm proud of the kid though. I always said this kid's still gonna land somewhere.
Well, yeah, and he's obviously super smart. All his press conferences, he's like incredibly well spoken.
Very well for a kid. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, like he said all the right things, and
I'm not even putting the NFL away for him.
Yeah, and he tried really hard, and he balled out at K-State.
I mean, the kid was a tree trunk. You know, prototypical body wise, the kid's NFL pedigree. I saw him in person. I was like, this kid's legitimate 6'3", 225, maybe 230. Like, that kid's thick. You know, and that's NFL prototype right there. I still think he might land somewhere.
Yeah.
I liked him.
Yeah, so a lot of it wasn't his fault, but it's like I didn't feel that way with Casey. Like I thought Casey was at least gonna make a good decision no matter what.
Way more efficient. Great runner. And
he didn't run enough for me.
Not enough.
After he got a little bit banged up. Because those first couple games like that crazy scramble he had with Northwestern, where he was running around back and forth, then it looked like he was going to go out of bounds, but he fucking spun and just threw the ball.
That's hard.
That shit was pretty crazy, but he didn't do anything like that ever again after that.
He didn't. I noticed that too.
But he got a little banged up and shit, so I get it. The offensive line wasn't very. I mean, I don't want to sit here and be like they weren't very good, but they allowed a lot of pressure.
Let's say they weren't coached very well.
Well, they have the same coach, so I don't want to say that.
I guess so, huh? Well, you know, I mean, either way.
This is kind of interesting, though. Matt Rule, I guess Frost had the offensive line wearing those big metal knee braces just to like keep their knees healthy.
Yeah.
Matt Rule banned them from wearing them because he said it makes them slow and unathletic, and that's why they were getting blown up. Because they couldn't like bend how that. He said they got to be bendy. So so they're not allowed to wear them. So in the spring game, none of those motherfuckers had knee braces on.
Interesting.
So there is some stuff that he changed, like just philosophy.
But you don't see those at all in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah, but and I didn't really notice it, but when I'm thinking about it, when Scott was here, they all had those motherfucking big metal knee braces on.
Well, I saw him holding one on the field. And I was like, what the fuck is he doing with that? I always thought those things, I mean, 'cause you're side to side, it takes away. Especially, offensive linemen, you're side to side. You need that all day. I think they were to prevent, knee jacking. We used to call it a knee jack, you know what I mean? But
yeah, but I mean, you can't be so scared of getting hurt that you don't play.
You don't play. That's interesting.
Yeah, so he's doing a lot of stuff just fundamentals wise and philosophy wise and like how we're gonna do shit. And they look tough.
Gritty
Honestly,
than a motherfucker.
Yeah,
that's what I said. I was like, ooh, in full contact.
They looked tough, and they were like taunting each other and shit. And
I'm
man, it's competitive out there.
Yeah, very well. He said he kept them apart, like you know what I mean, like offense. Nobody saw each other that whole. I was like, wow, this motherfucker, he's growing on me. Yeah, he's growing on me. That defense is gonna be crazy.
The defense looked really, really good, but again, that's one of my things. Like, did the defense look good, or is the offensive line just leaky?
And we can always ask that. That's a legitimate question.
Were they leaky because they played 190 fucking snaps? Like, I fully understand that, but
just in the beginning, just guys flying around the blitz packages.
Yeah, it looked good, and they were sticking people,
smacking motherfuckers.
The tackling looked good.
That looked good, and under Frost,
I thought a dude was about to get ejected for targeting in the fucking spring game.
Like, damn, dude, you're still fucking teammates, bro.
Yeah.
But and I say you take on your coach's personality.
Mm-hmm.
Spring ball, summer ball, you're around coach every day, and if he's a dog, he got that dog in him. Your kids they're gonna take that on. You know what I mean? And if you got a coach that's fucking getting drunk, smoking weed, popping pills, partying with the fucking kids and shit, that's what you're gonna have. That's what kind of team you're gonna have.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
And he's
quite a bit.
He's rolling around Lincoln, dog. Like
he is. He's just popping in at restaurants.
And the funny thing I said he's the type of guy. I don't know if I said this to you or not. I think it might have been the other homie. I was like, he's the type of guy. If you walk in Runza and you see him, you wouldn't even know he was the coach.
Yeah, it's weird that he's not from here. He reads really Nebraskan.
You feel me?
Like he just fits in.
Like you ain't never been here. You ain't got no cousins.
Yeah, like they
here?
announced him. He started talking, and everyone's just like,
even his twang.
Everyone's
dog.
like, yeah, you belong here.
Yeah, even his twang. I'm like,
he starts talking about church and shit, and I'm like, okay, well.
I'm like this dude.
And I feel like, I mean, that's got to be half the reason that Trev hired him. Just like you're gonna fit in good.
He saw what we see.
You're gonna fit in really, really.
He saw what we see. Looks like just a regular dude. You saw him walking down the street, you wouldn't even know if he didn't have a Husker shit on. You wouldn't know.
See that motherfucker at Sam's Club every day.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. Yeah. That's what I like. I liked Bo Pelini, but back in barber school one day, man, funny story before we get out of here. Every day I would take a walk, you know, because I was fresh out of prison. You know, I'd put my headphones on because I was in there with a lot of young kids and shit, and I was already 32 years old. So I would walk, you know, downtown, kind of stroll around, and I felt, you know, you feel a presence coming from behind you, and I'm just kind of taking up a little bit of light, right? And it's fucking Bo Pelini jogging down 13th Street and just cuts across the fucking streetcars, and he's like, I'm like, that's fucking Bo Pelini, man. That dude's a fucking real life asshole. I loved him though, but I'm like, this motherfucker don't give a fuck. He just cut across the street. I was like, they didn't flip people off. I was like, this motherfucker here, you ain't gonna last long here.
Nah, you can't be doing that here.
But actually came back again after that. Like, damn, this motherfucker. Glad to see Frank Solich in the house.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was real. I got goosebumps on that, man, to see all them motherfuckers on that field again.
He said he didn't know anything about a curse, but then he said it's lifted. So I think he did know something about a curse. I think he's just being coy.
Yeah, that was definitely.
Because why'd you say he was lifted if you don't know nothing about it?
Definitely a curse.
Yeah.
Well, for the people who remember how they kind of did Frank, man, it was real fucked
dirty.
up. Everybody was pissed around here about how they did Frank, man. That was
before I was paying. What was that, like 2002?
102. Yeah. We played, and we played Miami. Man, we almost beat Miami. I mean, the man took us to a national championship game. You know what I'm saying? And they did that to him like that. That was real foul. Still pisses me off.
Honestly, I'm surprised like he wasn't like, fuck you. Now we're gonna be like, you're a Husker legend. Like, you fired him.
You didn't let him walk out.
Yeah, you didn't treat him like a legend.
You didn't treat him like a legend back then. Y'all could have let him walk out. Y'all could have just let him walk out and not even. I don't even. What was the reason?
No, and then dude ends up in the College Football Hall of Fame, man.
At Ohio, and that was interesting. You said his family probably don't even. Yeah, they've been up there for.
Yeah, that must have been his grandson or something, just decked out in Ohio. I bet they're all like, yo, fuck Nebraska, dude.
Nebraska. Yeah, I mean,
like you're talking about those guys that fired you, like his family don't care about Nebraska.
And something else I noticed, like my big homie, Aaron Davis. Shout out to Aaron Davis.
Yeah.
From our neighborhood. Played for the Huskers.
Yeah, man.
And took a bunch of pictures. He's down there, and he said, shout out to my Husker bro and former teammate, Jeff Solich. I'm like, I'm assuming that's Frank's son. I never knew he had a son that played for Nebraska. Never knew that. Jeff Solich was his name.
Yeah.
Slim-looking guy. Might have been a wide receiver, DB or something.
Did him dirty. I didn't like, the locker room looks cool, the Frank Solich locker room. I didn't like how it's the Frank Solich locker room presented by the Nebraska Touchdown Club. Like, you couldn't just call it the Frank Solich locker room. Like, you had to put presented by the Nebraska Touchdown Club. Like, shut up.
I mean, I get it. The locker room,
they all have like Star Trek chairs. Like,
yeah, I was like, is that TV or is that the real locker room?
looks like those chairs in the Men in Black, you know?
Right. I was like, is that TV? Chairs? Is there like a rendition of it or is that the real locker room? But I thought, okay, first, the locker room, like, it's almost like a sanctuary.
Yeah.
For any sport,
sure.
Soccer, baseball, whatever. That's where, you get together, you tell your jokes, you shoot your shit. So I get it, but y'all couldn't give them a building. You couldn't give them an entrance.
Yeah.
Like the locker room. You could have did better than that for Frank. Man, it's fucking Frank Solich.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
Love what they did, but you couldn't. I mean, you could have put his name on one of these new buildings you're fucking putting up next to the fucking stadium. I feel like you could have did more than that. I mean, shit, we damn near... Did we go undefeated that year? I think we might even have went undefeated that year, bro. Yeah, because that's the year Crouch won the Heisman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we might even have won undefeated that year. Yeah, you could at least gave the man a building. But I'll take it. I'll take it. I ain't complaining.
I thought for sure they'd have his name in the stadium somewhere.
Somewhere. Well, remember they wanted to rename the stadium after T.O., but he was like, nah. So they gave him the field. What is it? Tom and Nancy Osborne Field?
No, it's just Tom Osborne.
Tom Osborne Field.
Tom Osborne Field.
Tom Osborne Field. Yeah, they wanted to rename the stadium after him probably about 10, 15 years ago. But he turned them down. So they gave him the field. A press box. I mean, Frank Solich press boxes, something. But, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of Frank, man. I loved Frank.
Yeah. He's kind of boring.
Yeah.
Listening to him talk. It's it's a little boring. Not super charismatic.
Well, that was Frank, you know what I mean? And I think maybe that's what maybe got him fired. Is you got docile Tom Osborne. Like, dude never cussed out a referee, never yelled at his players. Like, this dude was like the Phil Jackson of fucking football, bro. Where when he retired and you get Frank that next year, you know what I mean? He was a motherfucker on that sideline. And motherfuckers was like, whoa, we ain't used to this shit. Same with Bo Pelini. I think I can tell you the moment that got Bo Pelini fired. Remember when he was on the sideline poking Taylor Martinez in the chest, yelling at him and spitting at him and shit? I think that's what got him fired. Nebraska people just ain't with that shit. No, they would just ain't with all that fiery shit. I think Tom Osborne spoiled a lot of people with that. But not everybody's Tom. Like I said, there's a reason that man has 2 initials in front of his name. Doctor. The kind of doctor he is, I call them mind fuckers. Psychologists, all them kind of motherfuckers. You a mind fucker, motherfucker. Yeah. Whenever you got a locker room full of beasts, the Peter brothers, the Lawrence Phillipses, you know what I mean? And you get them to run through a wall for you? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, you're a mind fucker. You're a bad motherfucker. And you ain't cussing and yelling at us and shit? Oh, yeah, you're a mind fucker.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, that's what we got. We didn't even have time to get to the stuff that you want to talk about.
Oh, man, I'm going to keep writing, man.
Yeah, we got good shit for next week, though.
So we'll never run out of shit.
Yeah, Damon's been working hard. I got
some heat for y'all, too, man.
It's seriously some good stuff. I was just really excited to talk about Wiz, and we got sidetracked and stuff.
Yeah, well, next week, we can definitely stay on the parallels of the Marine Corps and the penitentiary.
Yeah, next week we'll get back into that. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on our social medias. Pretty much just Instagram and Twitter, really.
Yeah.
Pretty much, mostly Instagram.
I don't think I understand TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah. Videos are on YouTube and Spotify if you want to watch us. Videos, if you want to listen to us, we're on pretty much every app. But, wherever you want to find us, we're at. We ain't hard to find, as Deion Sanders likes to say. But, review, like, comment, recommend, whatever you do on your app. Follow us, do all that stuff. But most importantly, tell your friends. Word of mouth, really, really helpful. I mean, especially if we talk about a lot of stuff that's pretty local. So,
yeah.
I mean, if you're local and you know somebody looking for a podcast, let them know about us.
We might even have a hot mic for you.
Yeah, I mean, we have guests on every once in a while, and pretty much the only way I know how to do it is if you come in here. So, if you're local, we might even let you on the show.
Well,
that's not an open invitation for everybody.
Definitely not.
There will be some vetting.
You gotta have something substantial to say.
Yeah, there will be some vetting, but I mean, it's not like we're not gonna have people beating down the door to get on the mic in here. So I don't want to act like you guys calm down, form an orderly line. Like
didn't get in for that.
Yeah. So anyways, you guys have a great week. Thanks for listening.
Holla.